guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be so one of my subscribers, Martin Walsh, he was asking how I do my roofs on my sheds. So I decided why not to make a video on it. What I'm showing you in this video, really just give you the rundown what I do when I'm making my sheds and how this principle can apply to any of these. So to start off, I always plan ahead, so either by sketching maybe a shed, getting an image on Google, and because you're better off knowing what you're going to build more so than not, and so then when you actually go in to start making it, you know where to go from there. In front of us here you can see I'm making a Dutch barn. This is what I decided to make just from that image there, and you'll hopefully see it taking shape in this video and then in the next video. But yeah, you just plan ahead. It's the best thing for it. Maybe do a few sketches, and then you're onto the base. Choose the whole base of this for the particular shed. So as you can see, I have the two tractors lined up. It's all Massey on the Leyland. This can apply to any tractors, because obviously if you want to make a tractor shed, so if you're making a tractor shed, you would want the tractors to be able to fit in it. So your best bet is to put your machinery where you want them. So this shed is going to be a kind of a half Dutch barn, and then so this square here, that is the main Dutch barn. This could be used, Dutch barn could be used for like a silage pit and stuff. And then also I have this cattle link here on this side. So first part is, yeah, that's your base. So I know that that's going to be the width I need for the tractors. So I'm going to start cutting it out. A bit of a tip: say you have a wall to the back, I'm going to have a wall to the side. Because it's over, instead of just cutting out a square, I'm actually going to be cutting out the height of the wall as well. So that makes, so when you just cut that out, you can fold it up, and it saves you having to glue here. And so I'm getting on well with that, the shed, but I'm just going to show you how I make the sheeting first. So to start off with, just a few little things. You want some good cardboard. So if you see here on the side, just maybe even putting the camera, the light in the camera, that's better. So as you can see, guys, what you're looking for is a uniform piece that has the ridges like that on it. So you just get your scissors. Here's your scissors. Now you have to be very careful with it, because obviously you can cut yourself. But what I like to do is, so you just separate it out, and you kind of just hold on. So you're not actually using the full scissors, you're only using this side of it. You're just using this. So all you're doing is you line up that one piece with the first piece there. So if you get that like that, if you can see that, and make sure not to put it in the actual ridges themselves. It's on either side, so it's every second hole, and then you just keep pulling them off. Try and show you as best I can, and sometimes it just breaks off, which is great. And then you just keep on doing that. As you can see, in the few minutes that I've actually showed you, I've already gained another couple of feet of the galvanized. Another big thing is to use it wisely. So don't go start cutting into it straight away. So obviously you don't want to waste it. So your best bet is, don't worry, that's not damaged. It's just the sheet didn't come off properly. Your best bet is to mark out best you can. Do the roof first, and then you can do the sides. And then don't bin, like if there's good sheets, and just try and cut them as uniform as you can. You start doing different shapes, that's where you can lose out on the cardboard. But I'm just going to continue on, get this sheet off, and then I'll show you how I glue it onto the roof. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So as you can see from the time lapse, it does take your time. It requires some serious patience, I know, but it is worth it in the end, because then eventually you will have enough cardboard to do a shed. Most sheds I make don't actually require that amount of cardboard. Remember that you still have walls that don't require them. So, and you always just cut or measure twice, cut once, so then you don't make a mistake when you're cutting. So as you can see here, I'm starting to build it. So as you can see, I'm measuring out the roof. This roof is going to be one that you can remove so that you can kind of look into the shed. As you can see, I'm extending it, the cardboard roof. But then I'm going to go ahead and do the little lane 2 roof. And then once they're done, I'll start on the sides. Once they're glued on, you know, I just keep going around the shed until it's all finished. And yeah, looks really well. So now that construction is finished, I start on painting. So I actually kind of use sometimes the shed floor as kind of mixing things, so you know, it saves you having to get a bowl. I don't use that very expensive paint. I actually use very cheap paint, but it does all that does the job. So yeah, I just use white with a hint of black. You have to mix it thoroughly, especially with the black, and then onto the red, because the black actually can stain sometimes, as you want to get a uniform color. Now I'm putting on the structure, so it looks like beams, steel beams. Usually they're red. Just gives an extra detail on the shed. I just paint them onto the girders, and it looks really well. You don't have to do this, but it's optional. I think it just looks really well. Then onto the outside walls. So as you can see, this is it before I've finished off the roof. And then finally painting the roof itself. So this was done the day after. So I usually do the base first, and then I do the green or if it's red or whatever. But yeah, I usually always put a hint of black in it, tones it down a little bit. But yeah, it came up very well. It's tedious work, but you do get there eventually. And I usually always listen to music or a podcast. It always helps. It's very therapeutic type of stuff. So yeah. And finally, guys, as you can see, as I said before, from the start of the video, when I put the two tractors side by side, so as you can see, the Marshall and then the JCB Loadall fit in absolutely perfect into the shed. Not a problem. In fact, there's loads of space in between them as well. So yeah, it goes to show you're better off measuring. It's a worst thing to find out that nothing would fit in the shed that you're after making. And also in the side, in the lane 2, the Marshall trailer looks quite suited in there, not tight or anything. It's really good. So just a few little more tips I've done. As you can see at the back here, I've just added on that piece of cardboard to the both front pieces, as they were a bit more flimsy and to keep their shape. At the start of the video, I did say that I said not to cut the back wall. When you're doing your base, instead of just doing a base and then gluing all the walls on individually, you're better off kind of cutting out it's kind of a star, and then folding the wall up, and all you have to do is join it there. And that's exactly what I did. So as you can see, this wall is actually permanently part of the cardboard. Just saves you on glue and that sort of thing, and you're better off doing it. And then obviously I added on the roof pieces, and this wall was added on. So this is the only wall that was had to be glued on fully. But it's just a thing that saves time, and it adds a bit more. If say you're not that good at gluing, the walls that you fold up will be strong enough to hold everything else in place. Also, a way of doing it properly. So you let your glue gun heat up. I have my glue gun here actually. So this famous glue gun has done me for the last year. So all the models you see, all the gluing has been done by this little thing here. This only cost me €8, under a tenner, and look at all the work it has done, and all the many tubes of glue it has used. But anyway, yeah, it's just you let it heat up, and once there's glue coming out the front of it, without you pushing on the trigger, that you know it's hot enough. Also, you don't have to keep it plugged in. I sometimes actually just turn it off the wall, so it will actually stay hot for a while. This adds, say, because if you have that piping hot and you go to do a joint, you will actually have to hold that joint for longer. But say you glue it and then you have a kind of semi cold, you switch it off and then you glue something, it will actually bond. It might not bond as good as in strength, but it will bond quicker, if that makes sense. So try and get a happy medium between the two. Best, like when you turn it off and you start using more glue, you're better off turning it on again, as it will cool down all the mechanism in here will cool down, and then you will actually it will stop working. It will stop pre-melting the glue. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. So there will be a full video of its own on the shed. If you want to check out the video on the JCB, the Marshall, and the Marshall tractor, they're all on my channel. Go check them out. And thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, and stay safe. Alright, mind yourselves.